Ladies and gentlemen, welcome into my official college football weekday picks. Now that we have some MAC games on Tuesday, Wednesday, we've also got games Thursday, Friday. I'm going to be adding this segment to my videos and doing one of these where I pick all the weekday games with this MACtion. Full disclosure, I do not like the word MACtion. It's just, I don't know, something weird about it. There's a few words that I really don't like. I really hate the word doink as well. But listen, we're going to roll with it. We're going to go here and pick these MAC games, and there are a few other games this week that I'm going to be picking. So we've got Ball State traveling on the road at Kent State. And guys, the real play in this game is actually the under. I believe the under 62 is great value. There's a lot of smart money going in on the under because Ball State has a bad offense. Now, Kent State, a little bit more explosive. They are at home, but I think Ball State and their defense is going to be able to at least hold Kent State somewhere around the 30-point mark. You know, Kent State, the interesting part of this, they opened as 4-point favorites. The line's already up to 5.5. I have them winning at home, but the under hits in this. That's the real key with that one. This is the second Tuesday games, so how they format it, it's 2 Tuesday games, 2 Wednesday games with the MAC. That is how they do it, and it's Buffalo, who's actually still undefeated in the MAC, traveling to Ohio. And guys, I am going with Ohio in this matchup. Every time I look at the stats when I check an Ohio game, the Ohio starting quarterback always has crazy numbers. Buffalo is due for a loss. They're not going to finish undefeated in the MAC. Let's be real. I know they beat Toledo, but they were losing that game. They end up winning, whatever. Buffalo sitting. I believe actually Buffalo is now a 3-point favorite. Now that I should probably update that because it says 1.5. I believe they're a 3-point favorite right now. A lot of money is going in on Buffalo because they are undefeated. I don't have a strong feel for this game. I'm taking Ohio because there's a lot of parity in the MAC, and I don't think Buffalo is going to continue their undefeated stretch. Also, Ohio has a really good quarterback, and they are at home. Moving to the Wednesday games, we've got Central Michigan traveling to Northern Illinois. A little fun factoid about these two teams. Some of the most unluckiest teams in college football. Both of these teams are 2-6, but they're both very unlucky. There is offensive firepower on both of these squads. And I've got the home team, Northern Illinois, winning this game, covering the spread. But I think the real play in this game is the over 55.5. I included it in my best bets video. Both offenses can score. It should be a semi-competitive game on Wednesday night. I'll take the over. I'll take Northern Illinois to win the fourth and final weekday MAC game. It's going to be Western Michigan traveling to Bowling Green. And guys, you know, I know Bowling Green's gotten a lot of money. They opened -1.5. They're all the way up to -3. I think this is a parity game. And I think Western Michigan wins this game outright on the road. Lower scoring. I'm still not a believer in Bowling Green. I know they have a decent quarterback, but I'll take Western Michigan. Really, because there's so much parity in the MAC. No team really separates. Bowling Green's really not as good as their record is right now. Let's be real. They are due for a loss. Give me Western Michigan in that one. Moving on to the non-MAC games. So this is a game on Thursday, I believe. UTEP at Rice. Rice currently right around 3.5 point favorites. And guys, there is a ton of value on UTEP. Plus the 3.5. According to multiple analytical models, UTEP is really good value. I've never been a fan of Rice ever since. I think they threw like 3 pick sixes in their first game against USC. I don't know, something about Rice I don't like. So I'll take UTEP. UTEP's kind of, they started off with a horrible offense this season, but they've really turned it on. They've got momentum. They're going to win this game on the road, and they're great value plus the 3.5. Appalachian State traveling to Coastal Carolina. Of course, I called Coastal Carolina a fraud last week, and they ended up beating Marshall. But guys, Coastal Carolina really isn't that good. Let's be real. Appalachian State 3-point favorites on the road. I've got a little bit of a higher scoring game. I believe this is right in line with the over-under, though. The over-under is like somewhere in the 60s, and I've got it at 36-27. Coastal Carolina, they only have 1 loss this year. They're really not that good. They're due for another loss. Appalachian State, of course, had that very fun game against Robert Morris, who is an 0-7 FCS team. One of the more funny matchups of the year, but I will take Appalachian State on the road in this one. Moving, I believe these are the Friday night games. This game's at 7 o'clock. It's not 7:30, guys. I forgot to change that. So this game is at 7 o'clock. UMass at UConn. Last year, this was epic. It was two of the worst teams in FPS. Now, UConn is actually really improved, and they opened -14, and they've gotten bet significantly. They're all the way to -15.5. UMass has taken back sole possession of being the worst team in FBS with Florida International playing better. They are the worst team. They can't score. UConn's played really good defense recently at home. They're at home again. They've got a lot of momentum to make a bowl. They're closing in on it. They know they need to win this game. They're going to get it done and win this game 27-7 at home. And I like the under. It is only 40 points, though, so it's tough. There's a Friday night game. Not many people are going to be there. Lower scoring. These kids are not going to want to play. It's going to be lower scoring, 27-7. We've got Duke at Boston College, so I really wanted to pick Boston College in this matchup. I'm not a believer in Duke football at all. I'm sorry. The problem is Boston College quarterback, I believe, is dealing with an injury. He missed part of their game last week, at UConn. They ended up losing 13-3, only generating 3 points of offense. Duke listed -9.5. Kind of interesting. They were -10.5. People were thinking like me, finding value in Boston College. But guys, I can't keep doing it with these quarterback injuries. It's ridiculous. We don't know who's going to play. I'm not dealing with it. I'm not saying to bet Boston College +9.5. It's just too risky. We saw what their backup quarterback did. He was horrible. They scored 3 points. I'm not going to risk it. I'll say Duke wins this game 30-14. Boston College continues to struggle. And then the one ranked matchup, I already talked about this game in my official picks and predictions video earlier. It is Oregon State getting ranked, and I do think they're going to be a one and done when it comes to the poll. Although honestly, it is a situation they might not even be ranked, to be completely honest, because we are going by the college football playoff poll that comes out Tuesday night. They're on the borderline. Maybe Maryland gets ranked in front of them. Maybe Texas gets ranked in front of them. We don't know. So they might not even be ranked. But right now, technically, they are number 24 in the AP poll. And I think it's a situation where they have a massive quarterback problem. Washington better in that area. They're at home. It's a Friday night. They need this win to continue their solid season. Very good passing offense. I know Washington struggles on defense, but again, they're at home. They've got a way better quarterback situation with the transfer from Indiana. I will take Washington to win this game, and that spread is actually trending towards Washington's direction. There is money coming in on Washington. And then this is my weekday bets, kind of some of the games, the models with a combination of my opinion, things like that. Ball State at Kent State, the under 62. I've said that is great value because Ball State has a bad offense. 62 is a semi-tough number to get to when you're dealing with an offense as bad as Ball State's. Central Michigan at Northern Illinois, we like the over 55 is really good value, guys. Very good value. Both of those teams should be able to score at least around 30. And you've got a fairly easy over 55.5 hitting. We like UTEP to win this game outright against Rice. It is on the road, but UTEP playing better recently. All the analytical models love UTEP to win that game. UMass at UConn, will just go the under 40.5. If I had to make a bet on the spread, I would take UConn minus the 15.5, although it's not great value considering that line's already been pumped up by the general public. And it's not always wise to go with what the general public says. I like the under in a Friday night game. And then listen, I did say Boston College plus the 9.5 versus Duke, but it's a quarterback problem, the injury. I do think Boston College can, let's be honest, looking at these two rosters, is there really a talent difference? I really don't think so. And Boston College is at home in a weeknight game. You'd figure they'd be able to keep it low scoring and close. But Duke does have a better quarterback, especially if Boston College, is dealing with that injury. So I've got the little asterisks, I don't really know. It's tough with the quarterback injuries in that one. And then a quick money line parlay, just a little parlay going on the money line. I like Kent State on the money line versus Ball State. I like Northern Illinois at home against Central Michigan. And then also UConn. They are minus 15.5. They are at home as well. When you're doing a moneyline parlay, there's no reason to perjure yourself. Use your knowledge, use the data, use the home teams. These are 3 home teams. You always want to give yourself the advantage when it comes to, the moneyline parlay overall. But guys, that is going to do it for my weekday picks with the MAC games now beginning on Tuesday over the next several weeks. And there's games pretty much every day during the week except for Monday. And that's, mainly due to Monday Night Football. So it's Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, 2 games on Tuesday, 2 games on Wednesday. Normally around 2 games on Thursday, and then 2 or 3 games on Friday. Normally there's a decent Pac-12 matchup. This week it is Oregon State at Washington. So guys, that's going to do it for the video. Make sure you follow me on Twitter. Link to that's always in the description. I'm, of course, the Depressed Ginger. Thank you for watching.